Hi everybody, 6th of October and another day in my daily diaries of life after dealing with Parkinson's and dementia. Today's been a weird day because it's been sad but also calming. I thought I would have been unable to do this tonight, but I'm okay. I'm okay with it. I went over, as you know, the main point today was to go and see Angie today. In the chapel arrest. Got there on my own at first. There about 10 minutes and then granddaughter Cordelie turned up straight from uni. So I had the 10 minutes to myself just to get it out of my system. I'm not saying get it out of my system, but I got upset, for the first 10 minutes and got upset a couple of times afterwards, but it wasn't as bad as I was really expecting. She just looked calm. Something quite not. I can't put my finger on it. Her face looked a lot better than it did last week. She had lost that sunkenness, and she just looked relaxed and at peace. So it was pretty good to see that actually. I did her hair, got her hair sorted. I actually cut a piece, but I went right round the back and cut a big piece for myself and anybody else and she'd have gone hairless. She'd have gone bonkers at me because I didn't just take a little piece. I took a big strip, and she'd have gone. I can see her now. When a right go at me, a proper go at me, not speaking to me for days over it. But you can't see. It's right around the back. Right on the back of her head. And I did all of front and it's all round on her face. It looks nice. It didn't look that bad when I got there, but I've been saying all week, don't touch her hair, I want to do her hair. So I took a little bottle, a spray of water, and I just kept spraying it on my fingers and then just rubbing my fingers through and just recurling it and all around the front here. So that cheered me up that I managed to get that done. She had her own Bible, so I'd left that in the bag last week anyway. The undertaker had put it in her hand. So while we were there, we got a couple of ink prints off her hand, palm. I took a couple of them as well. And then what I'm going to do as well is I've told the funeral director to take a digital print off her wedding finger, fingerprint off her wedding finger. And I'm going to get it put on a little thing for around my neck. We did it with our lad, fingerprint round her neck, and she never took it off, Angie, that one. So I'm going to get the same thing done for myself. I don't know if anybody else will want one, but it can go on a nice chain with a wedding ring. With a wedding ring, because I'm leaving mine on. I'm not taking mine off. There's no reason to set mine off. So yeah, so them two can go on a nice chain. So yeah, overall it was pretty good. I'm pretty pleased how it went actually. And me and Cordelie came out there and we went and sorted out and paid for the room for the leaving do evening. And I paid for the room, so that's all done and dusted. I then called, on my way in, I called to a local printers just to get some little cards printed up with a photo on it and the poem on the back. It's a long poem, but you'll have heard it where it says something about, I'm not gone or something. I'm only in the next room. So I'm having that printed on the back of a card with a face on the front you know, and just the day she left us, just to hand out for people, especially for family as well. I have a few of them sort of things from family members and friends over the years. Just a nice keepsake. So yeah, I think that's, I'm not far off done. Connolly's sorted out the buffet items for me, so she's been backwards and forwards chatting with somebody on a phone, getting the buffet organised, and then once I get that finalised tomorrow and get that bill, I get that paid off. And I'm not far off done, to be honest. I'm not far off done. Apart from picking our suits up at weekend, I can't really think of anything else needed for the day of the leaving do. There's loads of other stuff I need to be doing, you know, legal stuff and everything, but I put all that on back burner for now. No doubt I'll probably think of something else tomorrow that still needs doing, but I've got plenty of time. I'll book my hotel back over that way, so I'm not travelling. I can't remember whether I booked the Wednesday night and the Thursday night, Friday night and Saturday night, or whether it was just Thursday, Friday and Saturday. But either way, it's, you know, I'm over there, you know, the morning, when I get up in the morning, I just need to get a taxi then from the hotel over to the funeral directors. And then I'll get a taxi back from the leaving do of the evening back to the hotel. And then the day after, I don't have to get up and get out early at 10, half 10, whatever time we've got to leave. So then I can just travel. I'll go over to the cemetery again, I think on the Saturday. And just probably sit with it for a couple of hours. On my own, probably. Yeah, and then I can either travel home, you know, later Saturday afternoon, tea time, even evening, or I can stay over again, because I'm definitely paid for that one. And then come home on a Sunday, probably. Or get out Sunday. I don't know, I'm just a bit of waffling, really. Maybe go over to one of families again Sunday morning and then come home. I think that's when the reality will probably kick in. Because leading up to it, like I say, my mind's going, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. This, that and the other. But once we get to, like, you know, the Sunday, the couple of days after, I think then reality will kick in. But I'll get on. I'll get by. I'll just keep chatting to her. I had a deep good chat with her today before Cordelie turned up. I know, and I will. I'm going again later in the week. I'll then just play it by ear. Whether it's worth, you know, if she's still okay. I'll go as many times as I can, but what I don't want to do is, I've said to the funeral director, guide me as to whether you think, you know, don't come now and leave the lid on. You know, if she's starting to change in any way. So I'll take your guidance on that. So hopefully he doesn't come up with that before the day. But if he does, I want to have been a couple of times, 2 or 3 times. So my intention is going back either Wednesday or Thursday this week and then over the weekend again. I hope to have a chat with her on the day. If the lid's still not on, then I'll be the last one. Let other people in and say the goodbyes. Then I want the last 10 minutes myself before that lid goes on. Oof. That'll be hard. That will be hard. Anyway, I've got some more bottles of perfume, like I said. They've arrived today. So I'll give them out. And take another one with me. That bed got collected this morning. So my bedroom looks somewhat like again. And I might send an email over to the solicitors tomorrow and the estate agents and see how far, where we are, where we're up to on our move. I said to Ainsley, the eldest great grandson today, well, his mum said about coming over, stopping with us. And she said, I'll put you, because I'd said it in the past, she said, I'll put you on the train at this end and phone your granddad and say, right, he's on the train now and he'll be arriving at such a time. And then I said, and I'll be at the other end to get you as you get off the train. He was dead excited. I said, you can bring a mate. Can I? I said, yeah, of course you can. You can stay over then. So I really chuffed. This is Ainsley that wants to carry the photo. I think that's what he's doing. That's something else I'll go and get done tomorrow, actually. I'll get the photo printed off and buy a nice frame tomorrow. And then I think I'm done. Yeah. I don't know what to expect, to be honest. I do know what to expect. And I know time helps. It doesn't heal, but it helps. It doesn't heal it at all. There's always something missing. There's always a hole in your heart. So, but time will help. I just want to get all the first offs out of the way. First Christmas, first birthday, all that sort of stuff. Right, okay, so I'm gonna get something to eat now. I've not been in long. I'll get some of that casserole, I think, and then get a shower. And try to have a quiet night, I think, if I can. Get to bed early. Because I've been struggling. It weren't too bad last night, my sleep. Still wasn't good, but last few nights, 2-3 nights, I've struggled sleeping, to be honest. So I don't know what it'll be tonight. I don't know. So wish me luck. Right, okay. I'll hopefully do another one tomorrow. And if not, bear with me. I'll get one done the day after. So as per usual, you take care now. Bye.